All right, what's up, guys? In this video, I am going to cut the bullshit and I'm going to show you why your brand isn't actually scaling and what to do about it. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it because, quite frankly, I don't have time. If you don't know me, my name's Mike. I've been scaling brands 7 to 8 figures since forever. About 10 years, I built and sold an agency and I started my own brands and been scaling them ever since. And so, I'm super busy scaling my own brands, consulting with others, helping other guys scale their brands. And so when I do a video, it's because I kind of get sick of hearing the same thing. Like when I do consulting calls, and I feel super strongly that I can get on and do one of these videos and help a bunch of people get unstuck and start actually creating a real business that they can use to quit their 9 to 5. They can create real wealth. So here we go. The first thing is, the real problem, and it's not going to shock you, but you have to be real brutally honest with yourself. Guys call me on a daily basis. I do these calls to help, and it's like, what's your product? And they find it on Kalo data, and it may be okay, but it's not like differentiated. The product's not fantastic. Like, you really need to sell something people want. And the real meat of that is if something's not only popular, but also the right branding, the right copy, just really on point, your CPMs rise. You get stuck in an auction with the same other brands, like in a meta auction. And there's just no way you can compete as a brand new brand. So you need to find an excellent product. I think too many young guys that come to me for advice are shuffling new products every couple weeks, and none of them are amazing. And they know that. They just haven't been brutally honest with themselves, and maybe they haven't talked to somebody that actually cares enough to give it to them straight. And so I think you really need to be brutally honest and not start until you have really high conviction that the product you're selling, there's a need for it, there's a demand for it, and people are really, really willing to pay money for your product. And the second is you didn't actually market. You really need to treat this not even just a side hustle. You need to go fully in. And the guys that have been working with me for 6 months that are doing the best are guys that they blow me up all the time. They are hungry. They're joining mentorships. They're reading everything possible. They're learning from others. They are treating this like a full-time job. And that's what it takes. You can't just come into a really, a market like e-com that is now super saturated and easy to get into and just think you're going to half-ass it. It's just not going to work. You're competing against guys that are just so much better and seasoned and know what they're doing. So to break into that, you have got to really hustle your ass off, really be detail oriented, and show up every day. And then the third thing is you're just waiting. You're not doing anything. You've created a logo, you've looked around, and you just haven't committed. And I think a big way to get committed is, I'm a believer in mentorships, hiring people to help you just so you can stay committed. Almost like a strength coach. A lot of people, you can say you're going to work out, but if you hire somebody, you're going to get your ass there every day. So something that I use in my life quite a bit, actually. When somebody's counting on you to get to an appointment and you're paying for that, you just show up. You're more likely to do the work. Because nothing happens when you don't go for it, and you don't learn anything when you don't go for it, right? If you just commit to something, you might not pick the right product in the beginning, but you'll learn from that. You might not, make the best ads in the beginning, but you'll learn from that. So everything is about the learning. And that's when I started. My sole goal was to be such a good marketer that I never had to worry about a job again in my life. And I've been doing this almost 14, 15 years now. and it's set me up well. I have an amazing life. Um, and so like, I think that the goal is to create the skills. Like brands come and go, you can build them, you can sell them, markets change. But if you build the skills, which you can only build them if you're hustling your ass off day in and day out and learning from others, testing things, then you'll create the skills that you'll never have to worry about a real job again. Um, and the next number two is pick a niche like a sniper. Again, it comes back to like my earlier point. You've got to create something that's great, like that you're willing to put your name on. You're willing to do like founder videos. You're willing to do all these things, and not always hide behind a computer because you know your product or service or supplement is just insanely good. Again, like we're in a mature market in 2026 that there's so many okay and good products. Unless you have an edge, you really shouldn't even start because you're not going to have that many things to talk about. Because what happens, you start making, whether it's AI videos, founder videos, explainer videos, listicles, advertorials, like people are smart, right? Your consumer, your customer is smart. They're going to know if it's just fluff, copy, bullshit. But if your product really is exceptional, if your supplements are really sourced from a legit farm, if your cotton is better than everybody else's, your styles are better, your pockets are better, your hoodies are better. Like if it's truly really the case, then you'll have unlimited fantastic stories to tell. And essentially, that's what marketing is. The people that sell the most are the people that tell the best stories. And again, customers are smart, so they'll know if your story is just fluff and words versus you're talking about something you really believe in. The other thing that happens is you need to hire, yes, even in 2026, you need to hire real UGC creators. AI is a big part of our business, but the more AI slop is put into the market, the more people are going to care about seeing real humans. And that actually, the pendulum swings to real humans are going to be much more trustworthy in videos. And when we send out free product or try to get UGC deals with influencers, if your product's great, you will have such an easy time. And this is something that dropshippers don't think about early on, until they get a little bit bigger and they start trying to seed their product or send out product to UGC creators. And if you have a great product, they'll take it for free. They'll do a video for free if the product's good enough and they actually want it, because these are people that get product for free offered all the time. So if your product's not great, not only will they not only will they want you to pay for it, but a lot of times they won't even do the video and take the product because it hurts their reputation as a creator, because they don't want to talk about subpar products. But if it's a fantastic market leading, exciting new product with some new like little edge or better ingredients or whatever, you will just grow so much more quickly because the story is real. So I think that's just like so underrated. And again, these sound obvious, but they're not. I have probably 5 calls this last week that these things were not obvious to the guys I was talking to. So really like internalize this stuff. So again, to the same point, number 3, build fewer products, but make them obsessive. The people that win this game and get wealthy are absolutely obsessive about the product. The product is the foundation of everything. Like no marketing can fix a bad product, but if you have an insanely good product and you're obsessive about giving your customers the best experience and best product, you can be borderline at marketing and still make it. So that's the biggest difference. Like your marketing efforts will go so much further because for every customer you acquire, you'll get 3 more customers from word of mouth and from referrals, versus the other direction, you'll get chargebacks every 3rd customer if your product sucks. So start with 1 to 2 hero products, ideally in the same niche. And I talk about this on other videos, how to kind of build a product lineup, but start with 1, 2 products. I like to start with 1 hero product in a category that I know I can create 2 or 3 other hero products. That's how I go about it. And I can send you videos if you hit me up in the comments. Quality and design must be undeniable. Like not only is this trending on TikTok or on Kalo Data, but you actually talk to real humans that touch and feel and taste your product, that would not only just tell you that it's cool or good, but actually would pay you money for it. Every brand that I've started, and I still run my 8-figure brands to this day, they were started by people, friends and family, actually paying me money for that thing. Um, Not just as a favor, but they actually needed and wanted what that product offered. So that's when you know people actually are going to buy something. Is like your friends, it's one thing if they say, yeah, that's cool, go for it. But if they actually want it and they want to pay money for it, you know you've got something. And then the money reality, I get hit up all the time. How much does this cost? I typically say, if you've got 3K saved up, you can legitimately start an e-commerce brand and scale it up. We start with the right Shopify instance, the right PDPs, the right ads. And if you do all that, you can scale up ads super carefully, $30, $50 a day to start, scale those up as you're profitable. I have a perfect formula that we use for setting up ad accounts and testing ads. Hit me up if you want that. And then if you've got 5K plus, you can not only get started, but you can hire the right help, whether it's a mentor or whatever, to get you going in the right direction. It's so important. And I do this today. I pay thousands a month to guys that are doing 9 figures, that are doing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, more than I am. So I can learn everything that they know that I don't yet know. It makes me a better operator. It makes me a better marketer. It makes me a better coach. So I believe in this, and I put my money where my mouth is, that if you can pay somebody that is much better than you are right now, it will shortcut the line and you will be successful much, much quicker. And any successful person will tell you that is not BS at all. Any success, but you have to find the right person. Otherwise, you'll get taken advantage of and you'll have to start over. So it is true as long as you find the right person. Number 5, marketing is the job now. And this is, again, what I see a lot, like, guys that come to me and they're spending 5 hours a week on this. And again, you're competing against guys that are spending 12 hours a day on this. Like, you're just not, think of it as a sport. If you're trying to compete in a sport, you're not going to compete well against people that this is their full-time job. So it's kind of silly to think that you could compete and come and make a bunch of money when you're just getting started. You don't know a ton yet, and you're competing against guys that are just doing it all the time. Post daily, organic is coming back in 2026. A lot of brands are talking about it. You not only need to be posting ads, but if you have strong conviction in your product and your brand that you've built, like I said earlier, you should be posting every day, several times a day on all of your organic channels. This is something that we did several years ago, but every brand that I follow that's big and knows what they're doing have a massive budget for organic in 2026. Limited stock, like you've got to play this game of like, moving inventory quickly, building urgency, selling out so people go to your site and they feel the urgency. And that, again, that comes with good marketing. It comes with great product, and creating that urgency. And then number 6, the real reason brands win, consistent action, showing up every day. This is all such obvious things, but I promise you, when you're in the middle of trying to build it and you're not sure why your brand isn't working, these are the reasons. These are the pillars. This is the foundation of everything you're doing. You need to show up and be the most consistent motherfucker that is in the game. To beat anybody else in your niche, you have to be more consistent than them. Constant improvement. You have to be always trying to get an edge, always trying to get better, always trying to learn more. And, eventually that translates into crazy good execution. So it's a flywheel: consistent action, constant improvement, crazy effort, and you'll get better and better and better, and you will execute better and better and better. And that's part of what hiring a mentor will do for you, is they will help you know what good is, right? Like that's probably like the overarching theme here. Not only do you need to show up every day and work your ass off, but you need to quickly learn what good is. And you need somebody that can hold up a mirror and say, bro, this product is not great. It's mediocre. And you need to hear that. And you need to hear, hey, this ad is mediocre. That's why it's not working. One of the biggest things that I see in guys that are stuck and not scaling is they have a mediocre product, mediocre ads, but they don't know that they're mediocre. That's the problem. You need somebody that can tell you, hey, this landing page is shit. This PDP page is shit. Your product is shit. You need to learn what great is. They need to say, and find somebody that can not only show you or tell you that, but actually show you what great is. And that comes from looking at other top tier brands in your niche, but it comes from, hiring somebody that can help you see and sit down and watch a VSL and tell you why this one is printing money versus why the other one that you're running is not. Because when you're new, you don't see that. You don't see why your PDP is how it's so different than the one that's printing millions of dollars a month. And it takes somebody that has a lot of experience to show you, well, the sequence of this PDP page, this copy, this like these sections in a row, like there's a reason that this one is printing money, and here's why. So that's my rant for tonight. It's been busy. My brands are doing great this week, which has taken me a lot of time. We've been scaling Chinese New Year. A lot of the drop shippers get out and our brands just kill it. But yeah, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you need help on. Let me know what you're stuck on. But if you're stuck, step one, do all these things, hire somebody to help you. And if you keep at it every day and really try to figure out what great looks like and what consistent action looks like, you will get there. Don't give up, stay hungry, and we'll see you on the next one.